Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today I wanted to take a look at all the rumors we've been hearing about The Rock vs. Roman Reigns, as well as some comments from Alexa Bliss on Ronda Rousey. So let's talk about this matchup between The Rock and Roman Reigns. The Rock vs. Roman Reigns is by no means a new rumor at all. We've been hearing speculation and rumors about this match between The Rock and Roman Reigns for several years. It's one of those dream matchups that keeps getting brought up every year or so. So it was always a great idea for a big matchup, but the story for the matchup was never really there until now. Now it seems like the story is actually there for this matchup, and it would actually make sense. Based off the outcome of Clash of Champions alone, you can really see how The Rock getting involved in this story could work. Roman Reigns is clearly going off the rails little by little. Like Roman Reigns has been explaining in recent interviews, his heel character hasn't even reached its full potential yet. Roman wants it to be a slow, long journey that will get him even more and more cruel as the months go on, which is a brilliant idea. That's how a heel turn should be. The character has that big heel turning moment, but their character just continues to get more and more brutal over time. I think that's what we've been seeing with Seth Rollins, for example. He had that heel turn moment on Raw last year and blamed it on the fans for turning their backs on him. But as the months went on, his character turned even more dark. Seth's heel character right now is this flat-out monster of a person and manipulates everyone around him. So that seems to be the idea here with Roman Reigns as well. We already started to see a slow change start to take place. Just look at Roman Reigns we saw at SummerSlam compared to what we just saw at Clash of Champions. The Clash of Champions Roman Reigns seems like a monster compared to the version of him from SummerSlam. That's what Roman was talking about for his new theme song as well. Since the full transition still hasn't happened for his character, he wants to hold off on that new theme song until he fully transitions. But this story makes a lot of sense now, more than ever, for a potential matchup with The Rock. Roman Reigns has lost it. He's beating up his cousins with no remorse, as if they were complete strangers. Roman claims to be the top dog in the family. He claims to be the head of the table and the tribal chief. Who's the biggest name from Roman's family that can really challenge him for that title and put Roman in his place? The answer is easily The Rock. When all else fails and Roman continues to wipe out the entire locker room and his family, it would make sense for Roman's family to cry out for help from The Rock, leading The Rock to return to WWE and put Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman in their place. Imagine how that segment and interaction would be between The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman. It'll be absolutely amazing, entertaining, and most of all, the storytelling would be phenomenal as well. Everyone knows that The Rock loves to make jokes about his opponent, and he can still do that here, but I feel like we'll have to see a more serious side to The Rock for this specific story. Roman Reigns is out of control and no one can even put up a fight against him. So The Rock would have to bring everything he has to the matchup, especially this late into his career and coming out of retirement. One of the things I absolutely loved about the Clash of Champions match was how rich it was in terms of storytelling. The commentator stayed quiet for a while and we were able to hear the conversation between Roman Reigns and Jey inside the ring. Roman was just completely destroying him, telling him things like, "You should have laid down." Then Roman grabbed Jey and looked into the camera saying, "That's my camera. I'm the head of the table. Acknowledge me," and other things like that. I love that the most because I think it was absolutely perfect storytelling. Roman was brutal. Jey technically never gave up and never got pinned. So he looks like a warrior coming out of this matchup as well. It was just all around perfect storytelling. The Rock recently revealed in an interview that the matchup with Roman has been on his mind a lot. He had this to say, "Feels like the one that would make sense, right? Would be Roman in terms of a box office draw. But you know what? The truth is, I would be honored not only to share the ring with Roman and to get back to the WWE, but of course, I would be honored to have him raise his hand in that one." Roman Reigns responded to the matchup on Twitter and had this to say: The Rock at WrestleMania, Jay at WWE Clash. My responsibility is putting our family's name on top of the card and at the center of WWE Universe. So, to make the rumors and speculation even more insane, both men are completely down for the matchup, and it just feels right. It feels like there's an actual chance that we could see this dream matchup. The best thing right now is that we know The Rock is on board for the match. He would be the hardest one to convince, especially with him not wrestling an actual match since 2013. But if he's on board, WWE may have something special brewing here. We'll have to keep an eye out for more rumors about this big matchup. Alexa Bliss recently made some comments about Ronda Rousey that had a lot of people talking and discussing. Obviously, the signing of Ronda Rousey was a huge deal. There's several listings out there that claim that signing Ronda Rousey was one of the biggest signings WWE had made in several decades. And that's absolutely true. Who could ever forget the night of Ronda's official debut? The internet and just everything was on fire from Ronda's appearance. A lot of people also have that controversial view of saying that without Ronda Rousey, there would have never been an Evolution pay-per-view, and there would have never been a women's main event at WrestleMania. Is that true? It's debatable. A lot of people go back and forth, arguing about just how important Ronda Rousey was for the main event of WrestleMania and for Evolution. Alexa Bliss was recently asked if Ronda's absence over the past year and a half has changed anything at all for the women's division. Alexa had this to say: I don't think it's changed that much. Our whole roster is dependent on more than just one person, and I think that there wouldn't be an impact of Ronda Rousey if it wasn't for the women opposite of her in the ring, helping her get there. A lot of bodies laid down for her success. And it just goes to show that all of our women can be main eventers, and all of our women can have that spotlight. Obviously, it was great having Ronda in WWE, but not much really. It's a group effort and a team effort. Alexa's comments right there made the headlines of a lot of articles, and they were making it seem like Alexa was discrediting what Ronda had accomplished in WWE. The articles also mentioned the history between Alexa and Ronda, and how Ronda was responsible for numerous concussions that Alexa had suffered. Alexa responded to those articles, implying that they were twisting her words in an attempt to bait the fans to click on their articles. Alexa cleared it up and said that she wasn't discrediting Ronda Rousey at all. She just feels like nothing has changed with her being gone, which is true, to be honest with you. Has there been some rough patches for the women's division over the last year or so? Sure, there's been some hiccups here and there. But look at all the big potential main events for WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Sasha Banks vs. Bayley is reportedly set to main event that pay-per-view event. So Ronda Rousey is greatly missed, but the women's division is still very much capable of main eventing pay-per-views without her. So that goes back to what Alexa was talking about as well. But that's another hot topic of discussion among the fans. Is Ronda Rousey desperately needed in WWE right now? That's up for debate as well, but I know that I would still love to see a Ronda Rousey return. I would want to see Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey one-on-one before either of them retire. So hopefully that's still a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see. What are your thoughts on Roman Reigns versus The Rock and Ronda's return? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.